Good morning, everyone. My name is Duncan Gilman. I'm the Dean of Students for Splash Media U. Welcome to the live tour and orientation. I don't want to take up a lot of your time, and I want to go ahead and get started now so that I'm respectful of your time this morning, and I appreciate you spending some time with us to get to know the program. So what we're going to do is switch over to a view of the school, and that's where we'll spend most of our time. If you have any questions as we go along, go ahead and feel free, if you're watching on Google+, to type them into the chat window. I've got the chat the group chat up and live here should be on the right side of your screen there. If you're not watching on Google Chat, in other words, if you're watching from YouTube or from our splashmediau.com/orientation page, there should be a link on the live viewing window to open up Google+, and you should be able to access the chat there. You're welcome, of course, to watch on YouTube or on our website, and if you have any questions, get in touch with us after the fact. But again, if you want to have your question answered at the end during our Q&A period, that'll be when you want to click on that link to open up Google+ and type in your question in the chat window. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the program. You may see the screen flicker just for a second here because I'm switching to screen share. I'll go ahead and do that now. Switch to my view so you can see my desktop. And again, it's going to look a little funny until I open up the window here. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see, just make sure it takes up the whole screen. This is the view that I'm sorry, I'm logging in as our sample student here. Here we go. This is the view that you'll see as a student logging in. I switched over from my admin view to a student view, and you can see I've got the navigation up here at the top that shows me courses, messages, resources, and support. Over here on the far right, you also have a chance to update your settings. We would love for you to add a profile picture so we can put a face to your name, and of course where you can log out if you're done with your session. Back to the beginning of this menu here, courses shows you the same thing you'll see as you scroll down the page. We want to make our social media certification as user-friendly as possible and as straightforward a navigation as possible. So the courses can all be accessed from the menu here at the top, or by scrolling down the page. Now you'll notice if you are enrolled in a single certification or a single certificate, you will only see that certificate. A lot of our certificates also come with foundations, so you'll see that as well. But for example, if you're enrolled in Facebook alone, you will just see Facebook. This particular sample that I'm showing you is a master social media certification enrollment, so I'm seeing Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, blogging, YouTube, and the 5 platforms are bookended by strategy at the end and foundations at the beginning to give you that marketing sandwich so that you are familiar enough with creating a marketing plan and strategy and keyword analysis, all those things, so you can put those platforms into practice and use all those great strategies you've learned on those platforms. And then at the end, I'll scroll down back to the bottom again one more time. You see seminars and final exam. These are 2 things that are included with our Master Social Media Certification. Our seminars are 4 additional longer form lectures. Most of our classes, as you'll see in a minute, are 3, 4, 5 minutes long. Some are a little bit longer, but mostly in the 3-4 minute range, because we want to give you bite-sized information that you can watch a little piece at a time. Our seminars are required watching for our Master Social Media Certification, and those are, I'll go ahead and click on it so you can see, those are longer form lectures, hour-long lectures that go much more into detail about a particular topic. So you can see our topics here, and then a quiz to accompany each one. These are short quizzes, just 10 questions each, multiple choice, true, false, automatically graded as soon as you take them. So you submit that quiz, and they're sent to an instructor. Actually, they're sent through the program itself automatically, and you'll get immediate feedback for your grade, but the instructor will be notified as well. I'll talk a little bit more about quizzes when we talk about our exams for each of the courses, but let me go back up to the top and show you the rest of the navigation before we get too deep. So after courses, you've got messages. That's a place where you can see messages left by me, and you're sent messages to your instructors. This is a great place for us to leave you updates to the school if we've made any changes, if there are any technical issues that we're seeing. This is where you'll find those, and you'll see your little notification about those up here at the top of the messages window. You can clear that off by clicking individually on each individual conversation. So I can view this conversation, and that considers that message as read. Resources is a great library of templates and workbooks and handbooks. These are also included in the classes that cover this material. But if you want one place to access all of those resources, this is where that place would be, in our resource library, especially for graduates who continue to access the program through our continuing education program. Use a lot of the same language there. This is a great way to access all those templates and great resources that we provide is through this resource library. You can get to all of them right here with one click. So for example, we have a class that talks about outlining the purpose of each platform. So go through Twitter and Facebook, and how is your brand, how is your business going to use that particular platform? We have a worksheet that goes with that, and that worksheet, Purpose by Platform, is located in the assignment where we have you complete a Purpose by Platform sheet, and it's also here in the resource library. So just to give you an example of how things are located in the class where that material is covered, and here in the library. You can always reach out to us with a support ticket. It's very possible that one of your questions is answered in our frequently asked questions. You can find things here like how to upload assignments, how to take a screenshot. One of the things we ask you to do as part of your assignments is to take a screenshot, meaning a digital picture of the screen, not a picture with a camera, but an internal picture of the screen using your computer, and then send that file of the picture of the screen to us. And if you've never done that before, we explain how to do that if you're on a Mac or on a Windows device. We explain both of those systems, how to take screenshots, and then you can use those to upload your homework assignments. If you don't see your question asked here or answered here, you can always contact us directly, open a new support ticket, send us an email, give us a call. We're available during normal office hours, business hours. So please get in touch with us anytime and let us know if you have any questions. I'm going to go over to the support. Oh, that was the support side. I showed you, I just hovered over this briefly. Again, if you want to update your settings, your email address, your profile picture, you can do that here in settings. But I think it's time now. Let's go ahead and dive into a specific course. Let's take a look at the Twitter course, and I'll show you what the layout looks, as well as some classes and some assignments. So this is the Twitter course. You can see at the top, I see an overview of how many of the assignments I've completed. This number includes the exam. So there are 15 assignments plus the Twitter exam, and I can see my progress on this progress bar here. At the top of each course, you'll see an overview of what you're going to learn in this course, and we make this even more specific. We drill down into the individual items you're going to learn in a particular class on that class page. And as I scroll down, you can see there are, each of these links is an individual class, and we've broken these into sections. So in the Twitter course, you have your overview of what you're going to learn, and then the classes themselves are divided into sections by basics, listening, building community, broadcasting, content, and then converting your followers and fans into customers. And then, of course, followed by the Twitter exam. Now, one thing I want to point out about the 5 main sections here of listening, well, so basics, what basics includes is things like tweets, how to retweet, how to follow, the basic things to get you started on Twitter. But then we go into our 5 sections of the tactical wheel: listening, building community, broadcasting content, and conversion. This is what we call the tactical wheel of essential social media elements. And the reason we divide our courses into these 5 sections is because we want you to approach every social media platform and network with this same strategy. So the idea is so far we cover Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, blogging, and YouTube. We also have separate certificates on Pinterest and Yelp. We're working on one on Instagram. But the idea is to take every social media platform and apply those 5 tactics, because you can. It's a great way to organize your strategy for putting your business on that platform. And we want you to take this to even to platforms that we don't currently offer as courses: Foursquare, Snapchat, Google+, The idea is to take these 5 essential tactics and apply them to any of those networks that may be applicable to your business. Back up to, let's take a look, let's dive into the basics section here. Here's a good one to show. So each of these, again, is an individual class. So I'm going to click on the class called How to Use Twitter Lists. And I apologize, I know you're looking at my screen, so it's probably even smaller on your screen. So I'll try to tell you everything that I'm clicking on if you can't see my cursor or the words clearly. So when you click on the class will load here, and you'll notice when you see this, the screenshot of this particular class, before you click play, you'll know right away, again, this is what I was suggesting before, that we drill down those objectives into each individual class. So before I watch this several minute long class, I'm going to know exactly what I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to learn what a Twitter list is, how to create one, and some common uses for them. Go ahead and click play. We're not going to watch the whole thing, obviously. You can see that at any time. And here are those objectives again. It appears as a graphic at the beginning. And in fact, I'm teaching this class. There's me teaching this class. And you'll see the information will appear here on my laptop, as well as the screen behind me. We also take that information full screen, so you don't have to worry about having to squint or see something on this smaller screen here. If I'm demonstrating something on my laptop that we need to show you, it will take up the full window here. And of course, you can blow up. I found myself in the perfect expression here. That's a great one. There we go. That's a little better. Eyes open now. There's a good view. So you can blow up this video screen to take up your whole screen as well. So if you want to zoom in on what we're covering here, you can see this full screen icon down here at the right, and that'll take the video full screen for you to watch. I don't want to mess up our webinar here, so I'm not going to click it now, but you get the idea. We have a smaller navigation menu to the left that appears in each individual section. So in the basics section, you can see the basics navigation here on the left. That means I don't have to click back out to the main Twitter page in order to get to the next item here. I can just click the next item in basics right here on the left. Of course, when I'm done with basics, then yes, I will want to click back out to Twitter to get to the next section, which is listening. But the next item here is a good item to show you. You'll see that some of these items have a little hand and paper icon that denotes an assignment. So once I've finished the class or classes before an assignment, I'm ready to take it. So for example, I've just watched the How to Use Twitter Lists class, so I'm ready to complete the Create a Twitter List assignment. So I'm going to click on the assignment. And this particular assignment is one I always like to reference because it is composed of 2 different parts. A lot of our assignments either have an item that we ask for in a text reply in a little text box in a form on the assignment, and some of the assignments require a screenshot. This particular assignment asks for both. It asks for the student to explain something and then to upload a screenshot. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit Submission. This new student account has already started a submission. So if you haven't started this, it would show create a submission or submit. There's another button here, and I'm not showing it very clearly here. Let me show you. Let me back out to another class, or another assignment rather, so you can see that. Show you an assignment that I haven't gone into yet. Here we go, add submission. So add submission is what you will see when you're first starting an assignment. But as you saw on my previous example that I was showing, in this sample account, we've already added a submission, so we're going to edit the submission that we've already added. And you'll see here's where you do those 2 parts. Again, some assignments have 1 part, some assignments have just the text entry field, some assignments have just the screenshot. This one has both. So here in this text field is where I'm going to put the answer to part 1, where how I found the members. I'll type that in here, or you, of course, put your own answer. I just am showing you how you can type in that box. And then for part 2, you can upload your screenshot here. Remember, if you don't know how to do a screenshot, that's explained in the support frequently asked questions. What I recommend you doing is create a folder somewhere on your computer for all of your assignments, all of your screenshots, all of your Word documents, because you may be asked to create a Word document, you may be asked to create a spreadsheet, something like an Excel document. Put all of those assignments into a folder called something like Splash Media U Assignments, somewhere on your computer. That way, when you save those screenshots and files and everything else that you create as your portfolio for the program, all you have to do when you're ready to submit that portion of an assignment here is open up the folder and drag and drop it right into this rectangle. If you are not able to drag and drop a file for whatever reason, you can always click Add here, and that will allow you to browse for that file on your computer. All the more reason, if you use the Add button, to create a folder somewhere on your computer for assignments, because then you can easily navigate to that folder, find the assignment you want to upload, and then click Save Changes when you're done. As you saw, when I go back after I've clicked Save Changes, I will again have an opportunity to edit or then click the final Submit button. What that does is what the Submit button does is it sends it to your instructor, who will grade it within 1 or 2 days. That's usually our turnaround time. We always offer one of 3 grades, either a 100, an 80, or a 50, which is a fail. The reason is because our assignments are fairly objective, I should say. They're fairly objective. You either grasp the concept or you haven't. So most of your grades are going to be a 100 because you've grasped it and you've understood the concept. If you've gotten the general idea right, but you can improve on maybe 1 or 2 things, then we will give you a score of an 80, which means you don't have to redo the assignment, but you should know the things that we point out in our feedback for the future. If you do need to redo an assignment, we will assign that assignment a grade of 50, which triggers the program to be able to allow you to resubmit it. So if you see a grade of a 50, you will see in your feedback from the instructor why you've received a 50, and you'll have a chance to resubmit that homework assignment for a grade for a max score of an 80. It won't be a perfect score the second time, but you will get an 80 of a passing score, and you'll be able to move on beyond that point. Once you've completed all of the assignments and classes in the Twitter course, and you'll know you've watched a class because it will be a gray link instead of a blue link, you're ready to take the Twitter exam, which is all the way down at the bottom. Like our assignments, the exams have a passing score of 80 or above. So you must get an 80%, which is 20 out of 25 questions correct in order to pass and move on. If you don't receive an 80 or above, then you will have, again, an opportunity to retake that exam. We've built into exams a 24-hour window between attempts so that you can go back and review classes that you might have missed or need to watch one more time just to make sure you've grasped the concepts. All of the questions come directly from the classes that you've watched. So if you've watched the classes, you'll probably nail all of the material the first time out. And just like assignments, at the end of your exam, once you have filled in all of your answers, you will have an opportunity to go back and edit something before you finally click Submit. As I mentioned, I think at the very beginning, when I talked about the quizzes, the exams are automatically graded by the system. So once you do click that final Submit button, you will receive a grade instantly. The system will return your grade and let you know, because it's all multiple choice and true false. So our system is able to grade that objectively very quickly. You'll see again the progress. Let me show you a better example of your progress bar here. I actually have some more items completed in my sample account in the Foundations course. So each of the courses has that same project bar, but let me go ahead and click into this project bar so you can see in the Foundations course what it might look like when you've completed some of the assignments. So you can see assignment completed, completed, not completed, failed. So this is a good way to see what assignments do I need to go back and complete or redo if I failed them, and make sure to pay attention to the instructor's comments so I know how to fix it so that I can pass that particular assignment. And the reason I point this out is because that is what we will want you to do when you're ready to take the final exam. When you're ready to take the final after you've completed the rest of the courses, You'll see instructions on here how to make that final exam available to you. And one of the things that you need to do is go through each individual course by course, and look at those progress bars and make sure that every item says completed by it. That is how you'll know you're ready for the exam. And then once you are, you just simply send us an email to our support address, and we will make the exam, the final exam for the entire certification, available to you at that point. Don't forget, if you're enrolled in Master Social Media Certification, that also includes not just the exams for each individual course, but the shorter quizzes that cover the seminars. Those are required material before you take your final exam. I think we've covered just about everything. I am going to switch back over. Let me minimize this and stop screen sharing, and come back to, hopefully you see my face again. If you have any questions, again, now is a good time if you were watching on YouTube or on our .com/orientation page to go ahead and if you have a question, click the link that's provided there to open up Google+, because that is where you'll find the group chat window. And let me go ahead and click in the chat here. I'm just typing in enter questions here so that you can see that hopefully appear on your window. Again, I'll stay on for a few seconds here in case anybody has a question, and then we will adjourn for today. This, by the way, this tour and all of our previous tours are all available on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SplashMediaU. In fact, I will put that on here. youtube.com/SplashMediaU. Hopefully that links to the right place. It looks like it is a hyperlink, so youtube.com/SplashMedia. I think that's correct. So anyway, that is where you can find this and other orientations. Pardon me, it would help if I, as a dean of students, remember to put my phone on silent. That's where you'll find in previous orientations. You can always go back and review. But the bottom line is, even if you don't have a question right at this exact second, please contact us, support@splashmediau.com. Give us a call. Fill out our support system ticket. Anytime you have a question about something you're working on, we're happy to help you and answer that question. Thanks so much for attending. Hope you have a great rest of your week.